Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nostromo and today we are going to be playing the original Resident Evil 3 in honor of September 28th, which is, in my mind, Jill Valentine Day. It is, of course, her iconic line from this game and one that I wish was in the remake, but it is not. I don't know if it's just me, but in my mind I kind of latch on to what I perceive to be iconic character traits or moments, and for me, for Jill Valentine anyway, both of hers come from this game, which is September 28th, and then also her line of, if you want stars, I'll give you stars. So anyway, enough of me being a dork. I haven't played this game in a couple of years. This is my favorite, well, I guess second favorite game of all time behind Donkey Kong Country 2. But I do love this game, and I love the remake. I played it briefly on the PlayStation, but I didn't actually beat this game until they ported it over to the GameCube. But this is the actual original PlayStation 1 copy. So the graphics are going to look a little bit dated, but we're going to go ahead and jump right in.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070. Over.
What are they?
Okay, and we are starting with a bang. So if you played the remake, you know that the build-up to this moment is a lot different. Nemi is already chasing you, and at the end of this alleyway is where we would encounter Brad, but in the original, there's not really any information of why there was an explosion. However, if you've read any of the Resident Evil books, which I definitely recommend, they're pretty cheap through Amazon right now. The third one mentions that there was a gas leak and there was an explosion. So I choose to go with that one. I definitely recommend those books, though. And we are going to jump right into that iconic line I was talking about.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive. Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here!
No! I'm not going anywhere! I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
Okay, and that was Dario. Over-dramatic, iconic Dario. So the scene is pretty similar in the remake. They didn't really change too much other than the portion that you're in this warehouse. There's a little bit more to explore in the original. And then in this one, you can actually come back after a certain point and find his dead body in there. He's been eaten alive by zombies, and he has a journal. In the remake, you cannot go back to that start of the game, so a little sad. If they ever do like the rumored leaked director's cut of the remake, I hope that there is kind of like backtracking as far as the downtown area. I did talk a little bit about that in my playthrough of the opening of Resident Evil 3, but that would be exciting just to have more to explore and kind of some callbacks to the original. So in here, we are going to encounter our first item box. Let's see what we have. So I'm going to get these out of the way first, just to free up space. You can store these in the item box. I like reading them because then they go away, and it's always handy to have the ammunition crafting one, because I've been playing this game now for years, and I always forget what ammo turns into what. We don't really need that one, though. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Let's grab this key. And then one thing I do like about the Resident Evil 3, the original, is they introduced the, you can see it right there, it is a pack that holds 3 first aid sprays, which is good. I don't ever actually keep it with me, I normally just kind of store it. But I do enjoy that. I don't think it appeared in any of the other games. Okay, so we are going to get rid of this stuff right now. We're going to get rid of that. We don't really need the ammo crafting tool right now. One thing as well is I do have really bad OCD when it comes to my like my inventory, so I am going to rearrange it really quick how I prefer it. Maybe that's just me. I think Resident Evil 4 ruined me with the case that you had and trying to like keep it organized. So let's see. We're definitely gonna take the shotgun. I don't really ever use... I'm playing on easy because it has been a hot minute, and I'm not used to the PlayStation controls, but I am not really going to use the assault rifle. If you start on easy, you get the assault rifle, and they give you pretty heavy ammunition for it, but we're going to keep it with us. I'm not going to keep ammo with me, though. And then once we get to the police station, I think we'll probably put it away. I think when I look back on like what I consider to be the original trilogy, which is 1, 2, and 3... this game is, I think, the most nostalgic for me. This is one that I kind of latched onto. I don't know if it's because Jill Valentine is amazing or what it was. The one that I played the least was actually the original. My Resident Evil 1 is actually the GameCube remake, which I think for a lot of people, obviously that's the preference. I didn't play and complete RE2 until about 2 years ago. I don't know why, I always found that game very difficult, and I obviously played and beat the remake, and I loved it, so I was like, let me go back and finally play the original. Now over here is a alleyway that we could go through and cut off a portion of this downtown track, but I'm not going to do that for recording purposes. We'll show the actual path. Okay, are you going to go down? Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't play RE2 until, I think, like... fall of 2019. It was definitely after the remake came out, and then I beat Claire. I didn't go back and beat Leon. I need to do that. So I've beaten Claire A. So I guess my next one will be Leon B. Because that game does have the system. Okay, I guess I forgot there was 3 zombies here. I thought there was only 2. Okay, but yeah, even now, like for this being the PlayStation version, the graphics still hold up. I mean, most of them are pre-rendered, which is the same technology that they kind of use for Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. So I think that they do hold up better versus a full 3D environment, which is what you would find in like Silent Hill. I don't have a lot of experience with that game, but in my opinion, the two graphics, when you compare them, I prefer Resident Evil over Silent Hill. However, what that basically means is the character model is 3D, and we're basically walking on photos, like they're pre-rendered graphics. There's a couple of YouTubers actually who have shown that. Avalanche Reviews is one of them. I definitely recommend his channel. He did an entire Resident Evil retrospective, which the entire video is like 8 hours long. But definitely go through there and look at some of his videos, because he kind of showed with his retrospective of Resident Evil 2, the prototype, before they redid it and made the Resident Evil that we know. He showed what it looked like with the pre-rendered prototype backgrounds, and it's just very interesting that basically we're just kind of interacting with a photo. But yeah, enough of my nerding out. So yeah, we're gonna take the shotgun. I do this thing every time I play where you obviously get the 2 shotguns. I will use all the ammunition from this one, and then I will just store it. You don't need 2 shotguns. You don't need to carry them. So we will use the free ammunition, and then we will put this sucker away. So one thing that is also kind of cool about this opening is we're gonna kind of run into Brad a couple times. Every single time he's gonna be just getting away from us, and eventually we will meet him at the bar. So it does play out a little bit different in the remake. Obviously, you run into Brad and maybe spend 40 seconds with him, and then he's dead. So in this one, it's a little bit more dragged out. However, I will say that I do prefer Brad's death in the remake, just because he does have a little bit more of a redemption. In this one, it's a little pathetic, but that was kind of Brad's character in the original trilogy. He's kind of at fault for the whole storyline of Resident Evil 1. He left the characters in the forest. Is that an item? I don't think that's it. No. Okay, and then down there, actually, I'm not going to go in there because we don't have the key. We have to beat the game first, but there is a costume shop in there that you could change into costumes. I know that her STARS uniform is in there, if I can stay on the platform and not get off. Like I said, these controls are a little bit different for me. But yeah, so there's her STARS uniform. I know the Dino Crisis costume is in there. Regina, I think is the character's name. And then there's a few other ones, but we can't really, I don't think we can access any of them right now, so I'm not really going to worry with it. Plus, this is my favorite costume anyway. We're going to take this green herb. We are going to come back through here later, just because I do want to get the completion of finding all the reading files, and in order to do that, we do have to come back and get the one from Dario. So just in case we are injured or need the supplies restocked, I'm going to leave that herb up there for right now, and a couple of the other items that I left back there. And just out of purpose, because this bitch bit me twice, I'm completely going to stay here and kill him. The audacity on my day. Good night. Okay, so now that my revenge is over, so we're trekking to I think it's called the Blackjack Bar. It does appear in the remake, the same name, I believe, but we have to go there because there are a couple items there that we need, and that is where we will meet Brad. And this shotgun is done. So we'll use you for right now. And then we do come back here later as well. Once we get a crank, we can come back here and get, I think it's grenade ammo from this shutter right here that's closed. I can't remember exactly, but I know there's something in there we need the crank for. Yeah, so if you looked closely, Brad was there for like a moment. And there's a few other times that like he kind of pops up very briefly. But we are about to encounter him right now.
Get away!
Brad, hang in there. Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do? Listen, He's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
And that was Brad. So yeah, a little bit more of a redemption in the remake. In this one, he's kind of still a little bit of a chicken, but that is Brad for you. So we are going to take this lighter and combine it with the lighter fluid. That will come in handy. So yeah, when I think of Resident Evil 3, the most iconic cutscenes for me are the RPD entrance, which we will get to in a moment, and then that interaction with Brad. Those are the most, when I think of back to being a child and playing this on the PlayStation or watching my older brother play it, those are the ones that always kind of stuck in my mind. And then for RE2, it's definitely just the diner in the beginning, and then the crash with the semi. I always played as Claire, though. I normally flock to the female characters, so Claire, Jill. I have beat all the games, except for the original RE2, with both characters if it's available. So I beat Chris, I beat Jill. I have not done Leon in the original, but I have done it in the remake multiple times. So we're gonna use this barrel to our advantage. That is one cool thing that this game did introduce, is the quick turn and then explosive barrels, which carried over into the other games. So you can thank this one for the bright red barrels that have appeared in, I think they were in RE4. I know they're in the remake. Okay, there we go. A couple of birds with one stone. Okay, so I know that there is, I'm trying to get all the reading material, and I know that there is a photo down there. So we're going to clear them out. Can I carry one of these herbs? No, so we do have a full inventory, but there is an item box coming up, so we will empty out our storage and come back and get it. I do want to grab as many of the healing items as I can, because it has been a hot minute since I played this with the original PlayStation controller. I'm not a big PlayStation fan. I always make fun, me and my husband always have a fake argument over consoles, and I grew up with Nintendo, so my very first console was a Super Nintendo, and then I went to N64, GameCube, and then I transferred over and got the original Xbox. I did have the Wii. I wasn't a big fan of the Wii, but I did have a couple games for it, and then I've been an Xbox fan ever since. So I had the 360, I have the One. It's something about the PlayStation controller for me. I don't know, I think it's the joysticks are too close together. That's just my personal preference. So that is the main reason why I don't think... we had a PlayStation growing up, I just didn't really play it as often. The Resident Evil games definitely caught my attention. So I played those. I never really beat any of them until I got older. Like I said earlier, they ported over RE2 and 3 to the GameCube. And whenever they did that, I got... both of them and played them and loved them, but once again, it was with the GameCube controller. So I have an appreciation for, a lot of PlayStation games. I just don't really care for the console. That was not me harping on. So I'm going to have to redo this because like I said before, I have an OCD with my inventory. No, I don't think we don't need anything else. So let's grab this gunpowder. I am going to kind of hoard all my gunpowder for right now. I want to save it up to the point that we can start making higher end ammunition, like the Magnum. I think we can craft grenade. I'm not really sure. I know the B is used for shotgun. I know A and A is, I think, handgun. Like I said, that's why I read and stored that manual, because it's information overload trying to remember what makes what ammunition. The Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake also had gunpowder, but it's definitely more simple than this one, at least in my opinion. So we are going to take a moment and go back and grab the red herb. I am going to start wrapping up this video now, though, because I do want to end it with the RPD. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I think I am going to make this and the remake ongoing series, so there will be a part 2. I do want to thank you all for tuning in to any of my videos, though. Like I said many times before, I don't do this for the views or anything like that. I just do it because I'm having fun, and hopefully if anybody has stopped at my channel and saw something that they enjoyed, then I appreciate that. It makes me feel good about what I'm doing. I hope you all are being safe and wearing a mask and being kind. Hopefully, in another couple of months or year, we can get this under control and things can go back to a somewhat normal existence. But yeah, thank you all for tuning into my channel, and I hope you guys have a good day.